I've got some questions about the persistence of autism, losing the diagnosis. So let's go over them here. What is the significance of studying the persistence of autism from early childhood to school age? It's important to understand autism and how it progresses and how beneficial therapies and interventions are. So years ago, it was thought that autism was this lifetime diagnosis. Several research studies in the past 10 years have provided scientific proof that the autism diagnosis is not a lifetime diagnosis for everybody. As parents, we need to know this information so that we can make the best decisions for our children. Hi, I'm Dr. Theresa Lyons. I teach parents the cutting-edge science of autism so that you can make the best decision for your child based on quality information. So there was a question that was asked, how do baseline adaptive skills and cognitive function affect the persistence of autism in children? That's a great question. Kind of complex too, right? So from the latest autism research, and there'll be a link down below for that video, for the latest research into non-persistent autism, the only variables associated with increased odds of being in the non-persistent autism group at 6 years of age were higher baseline adaptive skills and the female sex. So the question I was asked is, what is the role of gender in autism persistence and how does it relate to diagnosis? So again, from that one article from October 2023, the latest research into non-persistent autism, females lost the diagnosis at a higher rate than males. And let me just say that the sample size for females in that study was very small. In that study, they had 36 females and 177 males. 36 females is a small number to extrapolate too much information from that. So technically, they do lose the diagnosis at a higher rate than males do, but the sample size was small in that study. How does the study's findings contribute to our understanding of autism in clinical populations? This adds to the growing clinical studies showing that the autism diagnosis is not a lifelong diagnosis for some. The research needs to start focusing on how and no longer on if it's possible. We've already established that fact. It's possible. It's definitely possible. It's scientifically proven that it's possible to lose the autism diagnosis. They call it an optimal outcome, or they call it non-persistent autism. We know that. That is an established scientific fact. If anyone tells you that autism is lifelong, they do not know the current science. And losing the diagnosis has also been possible for decades. Many parents knew that, but now the science is there. So the science confirms losing the diagnosis is possible, and hopefully now the field will start to evolve to study the how in detail. Many parents are not wanting to wait for the studies to show how. They're using science and research publication and knowledgeable doctors and lab tests, and most importantly, their intuition to help their child live their life to the fullest potential. Every child deserves to be as healthy as possible. How can parents, caregivers, healthcare providers, and educators better support children with autism based on these new research findings? Regardless if someone loses a diagnosis or not, it's important to treat that child with respect. That means presuming competency. Can I share some of my experience of working with parents in 17 different countries? This is what I've learned. Receptive communication for the person with autism is many times intact. So receptive communication is the process of listening, receiving, understanding a message from another person. Receptive communication is understanding something. It can be thought of as input, right? Data's coming at someone. Expressive language is typically much slower to develop in those with autism. Expressive communication is a message to another person, right? Me, I'm talking to you, I'm expressing. When children are in the process of an optimal outcome, that gap between receptive and expressive starts to close. and it is a beautiful thing to watch. What happens is the child gets healthier and then starts to express and communicate. Then the parents and the teachers or doctors, they truly start to understand that their child has not had a problem with receptive language, with understanding. It's that gap that decreases. And it's so much fun, this just unfolding of the child. So many times I've heard parents say, where did they learn that? How did they know that? It's because receptively they've been with you all along. And that is why presuming competence is extremely important, regardless on whether someone retains the autism diagnosis or not. It's absolutely great when parents and teachers and therapists really see that the child is smart, the child is curious, the child likes to learn, the child wants to be part of things. When that gap closes, it's just fun and really special to watch. If you found this video to be helpful, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel to get the cutting-edge scientific information about autism so that you can make the best decision for your child based on quality information.